It is not a plan for a single operation, but a systematic and continuous methodology for achieving a state of profound informational asymmetry. Its name is derived from its core function, to take the scattered, chaotic light of raw data from every part of the spectrum and to focus it, like a prism, into a single, coherent, and actionable beam of intelligence. The doctrine is built upon two equal and inseparable pillars. The first is total spectrum collection, the principle of seeing everything. This is the aggressive and multi-layered acquisition of information from all available sources. The second is absolute operational discretion, the principle of revealing yourself in nothing. This is the relentless and disciplined practice of operational security and counterintelligence. To master one pillar without the other is to fail. To see everything but to be seen in the process is to invite disaster. To be perfectly hidden but to see nothing is to be irrelevant. The Black Prism protocol is the science of achieving both simultaneously, of becoming an omniscient ghost on the battlefield. This is an analysis of that doctrine, a dissection of the methods by which a modern intelligence service seeks to know the mind of its adversary, to map his world, and to predict his actions, all while remaining a phantom, an unseen and unknowable force. The entire process begins not with a covert action or a satellite image, but with a question. The first phase of the protocol is planning and direction. Intelligence is not collected for its own sake. It is a service, and its purpose is to answer the specific critical questions posed by policymakers and military commanders. These are known as the Commander's Critical Information Requirements, or CSIRs. A single high-level question. What are the enemy's intentions regarding the northern province? Is the starting point. This broad directive is then painstakingly broken down by intelligence planners into dozens or even hundreds of specific answerable intelligence requirements. These requirements are precise. Identify all military units that have moved into the province in the last 30 days. Determine the current supply levels of ammunition and fuel at the enemy's forward operating base. Identify the key political and tribal leaders in the province who are sympathetic to our cause. This process is one of intense analytical rigor. It focuses the vast resources of the intelligence community on a clear and definite target. The goal of the protocol is not, in fact, to see everything. That is an impossibility. The goal is to see everything that matters, everything that is directly relevant to answering the commander's critical questions. Once the intelligence requirements are defined, a collection plan is developed. This plan assigns different requirements to different intelligence disciplines, or INTs. It is a multi-layered approach, understanding that a single source of information is never to be fully trusted. This is the beginning of the fusion process. The second phase, collection, begins with the safest and often most productive layer, open source intelligence, or OSINT. In the modern, hyper-connected world, an astonishing amount of valuable information is not secret at all. It is publicly available to anyone with the skill to find and interpret it. OSINT analysts are the digital archaeologists of the modern age. They scour local news reports, social media posts, academic journals, corporate filings, and public government records. They analyze commercial satellite imagery and track the digital footprints of key individuals and organizations. A single geotagged photograph posted by a soldier on social media can reveal the location of his unit. A public shipping manifest can betray the movement of sensitive materials. A seemingly innocuous academic paper can reveal the technical capabilities of a new weapon system. The open-source ocean is teeming with intelligence. This is the foundation of the low-profile approach. A significant portion of the intelligence picture, often as much as 80 or 90%, can be assembled without a single covert or illegal act. This reduces risk and preserves the more sensitive, high-risk collection methods for only the most difficult intelligence gaps. The analyst who masters OSINT understands the art of seeing what is hidden in plain sight. He knows that the modern world is a sea of data, and that secrets are often revealed not by what is hidden, but by the patterns that emerge from what is openly displayed. The next layer of collection is the realm of the electronic ghost, signals intelligence, or SIGINT. This is the discipline of collecting intelligence by the interception of signals, whether they be communications between people or electronic signals from military hardware. SIGINT is divided into two primary sub-disciplines. The first is communications intelligence, or HUMINT. This is the interception of spoken or written communications, radio traffic, telephone calls, emails, and encrypted data streams. It allows the analyst to, in effect, listen to the enemy's own conversations. The second is electronic intelligence, or ELINT. This is the interception of non-communicative electronic signals, such as the radar emissions from an anti-aircraft battery or the telemetry from a missile test. ELINT provides a detailed picture of the enemy's electronic order of battle and technical capabilities. The great strategic advantage of SIGINT is its passive and remote nature. It can be conducted from satellites in orbit, from high-altitude aircraft, or from quiet listening posts located hundreds of miles from the target. It is a form of collection that is, for the most part, completely invisible to the entity being monitored. It provides a continuous, real-time stream of information about the enemy's movements, intentions, and capabilities. It is the electronic ear held to the wall of the adversary's most secret councils. The third layer of collection is the eye in the sky, geospatial intelligence, or GEOINT. This is the science of gathering intelligence through the analysis of imagery and geospatial data. It provides the literal picture of the battlespace. Its most well-known component is imagery intelligence, or HUMINT, derived from satellites and reconnaissance aircraft. High-resolution photographs can reveal the construction of new military facilities, the massing of troops for an offensive, or the precise layout of a terrorist training camp. But GEOINT is more than just pictures. It includes the use of advanced sensors, such as infrared, which can detect the heat signature of a hidden vehicle, or radar that can penetrate cloud cover and even the ground itself. Like SIGINT, GEOINT is a powerful, low-risk form of collection. It allows the analyst to maintain a persistent, watchful eye on any point on the globe, day or night, in any weather condition, without ever placing a human being in harm's way. It provides the hard physical evidence that can be used to confirm or deny the intelligence gathered from other sources. It is the unblinking eye that verifies the truth on the ground. The fourth and most high-risk layer of collection is the human element, human intelligence, or HUMINT. While the technical INTs can provide a wealth of information on what an enemy is doing, only HUMINT can truly explain why. It is the art of understanding human intentions. HUMINT is the process of recruiting and managing human sources, or assets, who are in a position to provide secret information. This is the classic craft of espionage. The case officer, operating undercover, must identify, assess, develop, and recruit individuals within the target organization. This is a delicate and dangerous game of psychology. The case officer must build a deep and trusting relationship with his asset, understanding his motivations, whether they be money, ideology, coercion, or ego. He must manage this relationship with extreme care to protect the asset from discovery. The information provided by a well-placed human asset can be invaluable. A source within an enemy's high command can provide advance warning of a planned attack. A scientist working on a secret weapons program can provide the technical details that no satellite could ever see. HUMINT provides the context, the nuance, and the understanding of intent that the technical collection methods lack. It is the most difficult and dangerous form of intelligence, but it is often the most decisive. With the raw data collected from this multi-layered approach, the third and fourth phases of the protocol begin: processing and analysis. This is the true work of the prism. Raw, unverified information from a single source is not intelligence, it is merely data, and it is often useless or even dangerous. The raw data from all sources, the OSINT reports, the SIGINT intercepts, the satellite images, and the HUMINT debriefs, are all sent to a central fusion center. It is here that the analysts begin the painstaking work of weaving these disparate threads into a single, coherent tapestry. An analyst might receive a HUMINT report from an asset stating that a specific military unit is preparing to move. By itself, this is just a single, unverified piece of information. The analyst then tasks the GEOINT specialist to review recent satellite imagery of the unit's barracks. The imagery confirms that vehicles are being loaded and troops are assembling. At the same time, the SIGINT analysts report a sudden increase in radio traffic from that same unit. The OSINT team then finds a local news report of a sudden cancellation of all military leave in the region. Now the analyst has a fused, multi-source, and verified intelligence product. The single piece of human intelligence has been confirmed by 3 other, independent sources. The information has become actionable intelligence. This is the fusion process in action. It is the heart of the Black Prism. Let us now turn to the second great pillar of the doctrine, absolute operational discretion. It is not enough to see, one must remain unseen. This is the world of operational security, or OPSEC, and counterintelligence. It is the defensive component of the protocol. OPSEC is a systematic process for protecting one's own critical information. It begins with an analysis of the operation to identify which pieces of information, if known by the adversary, would compromise the mission. This is the critical information list. The next step is an analysis of the threat. The adversary's intelligence capabilities are assessed. How are they likely to try and collect information about our own operations? What are their strengths and weaknesses? Then, one's own operational vulnerabilities are assessed. Where are the weak points? A talkative staff member, an unsecure communication line, a predictable pattern of movement. Finally, countermeasures are implemented to mitigate these vulnerabilities. This is the practical application of secrecy. It involves a host of techniques designed to deny the adversary any information about one's own forces, capabilities, and intentions. A core principle of this is compartmentalization, also known as need to know. Information is disseminated only to those individuals whose duties absolutely require them to have it. An analyst working on the enemy's air force does not need to know the details of a human operation targeting their navy. This creates firewalls within the intelligence community. If one part of an operation is compromised, the damage is contained. The adversary cannot unravel the entire network by capturing a single link in the chain. Another key technique is the use of cover and legends. An officer operating in a foreign country is not known as an intelligence officer. He has a cover story, a plausible reason for being there: a businessman, a diplomat, a journalist. This cover must be deep and verifiable. His entire fabricated identity is known as his legend. All communications are conducted through sterile and secure channels. Meetings are held in locations that have been swept for surveillance devices. The entire operational life is lived with a constant and vigilant awareness of the adversary's counterintelligence threat. But the best defense is a proactive one. It is not enough to simply hide one's own activities. The most advanced form of operational discretion is the art of denial and deception, or D&D. This is the practice of actively misleading the adversary. The goal of a D&D operation is to make the enemy's intelligence services work against themselves. It is the art of poisoning the well of their information, of making them doubt the very data they are collecting. This can be achieved through a variety of means. A controlled double agent can be used to feed the adversary a steady diet of false but plausible intelligence reports. This can cause them to misallocate their resources or to anticipate an attack from a direction that is completely false. Deceptive lighting and inflatable decoys can be used to create the illusion of a massive military force where none exists, like the famous Ghost Army of the Second World War. Fabricated radio traffic can be broadcast to simulate the communications of a phantom army, leading the enemy to believe an invasion is imminent at the wrong location. A successful D&D operation is a work of art. It turns the adversary's own intelligence-gathering apparatus into a weapon against them. It makes them blind, not by hiding from them, but by showing them a carefully constructed and completely false reality. In its totality, Operation Black Prism is the pursuit of a state of informational omniscience and operational invisibility. It is a continuous, cyclical, and relentless process. The intelligence that is produced and disseminated to the policymaker is used to make a decision. That decision leads to a new action on the world stage. That action, in turn, creates a new situation, which generates a new set of critical questions from the commander. And the entire cycle, planning, collection, processing, analysis begins again. It is a doctrine built on the understanding that the 21st century battlespace is, first and foremost, a battle of information. The actor with the clearest and most accurate understanding of this space is the one who will prevail. The ultimate outcome of this protocol is that the commander or the policymaker is able to act with a degree of certainty, precision, and foresight that is completely unavailable to their adversary. They can see the entire chessboard while their opponent is playing blind. This is the meaning of informational asymmetry. It is the greatest strategic advantage a nation can possess. The war is won not on the day of the battle, but in the quiet months of patient, invisible, and disciplined intelligence work that preceded it. The war is won by the side that can see everything, while revealing nothing of itself.